Food sovereignty, as defined by FOA.org, I don't know how to pronounce it, is defined as the right of the people to healthy and culturally appropriate food produced through socially just, ecological sound, and sustainable methods, and their collective right to define their own policies, strategies, and systems for food production and distribution and consumption. So, what exactly does that entail? Well, the first thing that concerns that would be protecting local control and independence of food. This would be like allowing communities to make their own decisions about like local farming, and even individuals to make decisions about what food they want to grow in their gardens and such. This would be very beneficial to communities because then local farmers could supply food based on what was bought the year prior to the one that happened, and that would be good for local economies as well. And the next thing on that list would be promoting environmental sustainability. So if you support local farmers, you can look into how they do their farming methods, and you can see if they use harmful fertilizers or use like harmful pesticides in their farming methods. And if you don't support that, you can just buy someone else's food. Most big corporate farmers do that, and that's the food you're usually buying at the grocery store. So if you support farmers markets, you're supporting more sustainable farming methods, which would be enforcing the food sovereignty of your community. Another thing that concerns food sovereignty would be the preservation of cultural traditions. Some cultures, well, a lot of cultures evolved from farming. That's how a lot of civilization began. And because of that, some cultures do have their own specific way of growing things, such as the Native Americans. I don't know what tribe it is, but they have the Three Sisters planting system where they plant corn, beans, and squash, and those are all mutually beneficial to each other, and it doesn't require much pesticides or herbicides or fertilizer to maintain that, because they all live in symbiosis. That is an environmentally sustainable option, and it is a culturally appropriate option for Native Americans who want to buy their own food that is produced according to their culture. Another matter that this subject concerns is food security. If there were to be like a major war that stopped supply lines, or even a pandemic that prevented people from going to grocery stores, it'd be hard for them to get food. But if they grow their own food, or maybe buy from local farmers markets, which are maybe closer than, say, a grocery store, then they could have access to food more easily, and that is a good thing. After hearing such riveting information, you might be wondering, how can I support this cause? Well, you can grow your own food with a garden, and you don't even need a garden. You can just throw some potatoes and dirt in a bucket, and potatoes will grow for you. But that helps you take control of your own food and where you get it from. Another thing you can do is you can shop at local farmers markets. That supports local farmers, and you can support any environmentally sustainable farming methods that they might have, or just support the local economy in general and keep money within the community. So to conclude, the matters that this cause can help out are the support of local farmers, my bad. The protection and control of independence, food security, preservation of cultural traditions, and promotion of environmental stability. And with that, I ask you these 3 questions. Should government support small farms? If so, in what ways can government help support small farms? And finally, should everyone have access to a community garden to grow their own food?